Hey everyone, welcome to International Women's Day. Yay! Exciting. I'm so excited to feature international podcast women today because you know what? We're broadcasting to the world. So we are international podcasters, and I am so thrilled because we have quite a lot of women on our platform here at Podetize. And so as the host of Feed Your Brand, I'm really excited to bring to you many, many women in podcasting today. And the first one I've got is Christy Whitman. And Christy is, welcome Christy. Thanks for joining us. Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Christy is pretty phenomenal. Like there is so much in her resume that I'm going to definitely put this bio in the blog post for this, and that will be at Feed Your Brand. Everyone, you're going to want to check her out. She's a transformational leader. She's a celebrity coach. She's a New York Times bestselling author, not just an e-com one, of The Art of Having It All, which kind of fits the theme today because the theme is balance for better. According to the International Women's Day organizers. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. But she's been on the Today Show, featured in People, just tons of things. But she's the founder and CEO of Quantum Success Learning Academy and Quantum Success Coaching Academy. And your podcast is called Quantum Success.
Yes.
I love that. And so it's a law of attraction program and certification program that you have as well, in addition to the podcast. And I love that because I mean, gosh, law of attraction. That seems really phenomenal and a great way to boost your success and your authority.
Well, we're all living by law of attraction. I actually talk about not just law of attraction, but there are 7 essential laws. And that when we know about these laws, no matter what we're wanting to create in our life, no matter what goals or desires that we have, it just makes it more elegant because it's like, it just makes sense for us to know how our universe works. And it's like all of us understanding that gravity, it doesn't matter who we are, if we're a woman or a man, gravity works for us. And it makes sense to not walk off the side of a mountain and go splat, right? So it just makes sense, right? And for ladies, if you have your boobs, drooping a little bit, you understand that gravity is at work there and you need an uplifter, right? So all the ways that gravity affects us, it's good to know about it. And so there's other essential laws that are really important. Law of attraction is one of them. They're working for us all the time, whether we know it or not. And it just makes sense. It's like knowing the rules of the game or having that perfect recipe to go make that cake that we want to make.
So Christy, we haven't gotten to know each other. I mean, I know you're one of our podcasters and I know you work with my group all the time, but I haven't gotten to get to know you. And that's why I was really excited about today because it gives me a chance to have a chat with you. Because, I mean, you have some really incredible background, but what really got you started in this? What really set you off on this path?
Well, I was just a seeker. I mean, I had accomplished a lot at a very young age and was told, like most people, if you go make money or if you go get a college degree or if you have money in the bank or you do this or you do that, you find the guy, you get married, all these things. I thought those things were supposed to make me happy. And I achieved all those things. I created all those things and I still didn't feel fulfilled. And so there was something deep within me that was seeking. And
I understand that. Yeah, there's so many people who are seeking. And so how did that lead you into the program that you're doing and into what you call quantum success? I just want to point out to those of you aspiring podcasters out there that it's an interesting choice that people make when they choose a title here. And you've chosen a title that attracts the right type of people, right? So when you say the word quantum, you're seeking someone who has some sense of science and some sense of like looking at energy and looking at the world, right? And so you're already setting them up to be attracted to you. So you've actually done that in your name. And it's a really smart way to qualify your audience, to get them to qualify themselves before they join in.
Yes. I mean, I talk about universal laws and have to talk about energy because everything is energy. And we know that now by quantum physics and modern science that everything is energy. And that includes our thoughts, our beliefs, everything that we want from a husband to career success to whatever it is, everything is an energetic vibration. And so it's important not only talk about success, but quantum success, like really having it even exponential, having it be success that's not limited and that's not coming from a place of lack or competition or scarcity in any way.
Right. Oh, well, and I just, I'm so interested in how you take people through your process. So, you're certifying coaches, but you're also taking them through the process yourself. How does that work with you?
So the first thing is they have to not only understand that there are universal laws. So we teach them about, what these universal laws are. Like one of the most important laws is the law of sufficiency and abundance. Most people think in lack and limitation because that's how most people were raised. I'm not enough. We don't have enough. There's not enough promotions. There's not enough clients. You have to go fight for your share. So a lot of people are really in a perspective of limitation in their lives. And when you're vibrating in that place, when you're thinking, when you're feeling that way, you're going to attract more of the same, because law of attraction is just a mere reflection. It's like a boomerang. I like to say what you're sending out is coming back to you. Right. And we are energy.
I like that visual. That's a great visual.
And we are individually all energy towers sending out signals all day, every day by what we say, what we do, our thoughts, our emotions, our perspective, our beliefs. All these are like energetic, sparks that go out into the universe. Law of attraction brings it back. And that's what we then see as evidence of our situations, circumstances, relationships, money, lack of money, clients, lack of clients, success, lack of success. It all shows up. We're either repelling things from us or attracting things to us based on the energy that we give out. And so it's important to first understand that conceptually, and then be able to do processes that actually have you living into that, because it's in the application where things in your outer world actually do change.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Christy, this is so interesting. And so I'm fascinated by that. I've been studying up on a lot of different books and different energy. And so you've written a book called Quantum Success, right? So it's the same name as your podcast, which is great. Yes. So we can find that easily. What led you to write the book? Was it just a business decision? Or because I asked that because so many people think, oh, I should do the book first, the podcast first, and they're thinking about how they want to do it. And I'd love your advice there.
Yeah. So all of my books, I now have 5 books that I've written. All of them come through as a download. And I have 2 more books that just came through. So I was on a cruise ship at 3:00 in the morning, got woken up by that voice. And I just heard, grab your pen and paper, and couldn't find any place to sit down because my family was all sleeping. And I went into the bathroom and put my pen to paper, and then my arm just becomes not my own. It just starts to literally, consciousness comes through my arm. And that's how I started this whole, becoming a coach and becoming a speaker and a healer and an author is this was 17 years ago. My first book came through me called Perfect Pictures. And I got woken up at 1:05 in the morning for 7 nights in a row and just got up and started writing. And so this was no different. I had been through this rodeo before, through Art of Having It All, through, some of my other books. And I don't just go, today I'm going to write a book, or, ooh, this is a good book idea. It's like the other 2 books that haven't even been published yet were just a complete download in the same way. And so that's how I write all my books. And this book, Quantum Success, is just really a reflection of what I teach. I talk about the 7 essential laws in this book as it relates to work and money, although you can apply the principles in all aspects. The Art of Having It All really talks about all the universal laws, because it's the core of how I live my life. It's the core of how I apply what I do in my life. And then I just share my knowledge.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So let's talk a little bit about the art of having it all, because you mentioned it there. And also because today's theme is balance for better. And, can we really have it all? Can us women have it all?
Absolutely. I fully believe it. I really, I wrote the book because I had a woman in the press. She was a freelance writer for New York Magazine. And she said, I went to go pitch her, my other book, Taming Your Alpha Bitch. And she said to me, women can't have it all. And I said, she goes, do you know anybody that can have it all? And I said, yeah, many women. And it's just the assumption that we all want the same thing. So my idea of having it all is not the same idea of yours or anybody else that's watching or listening to us right now. We all have the ability to create what we want in all aspects of our life. That's having it all. Now, I will say we can have it all, but we certainly can't do it all. Right?
That's right. That's why I added an extra hashtag to our day, which was life in harmony, because I truly believe I can have it all because I have a team and I have a supportive husband and a supportive daughter, as you know, because they both work in our business with us. So we're a team together. And if we can't live in this harmony of someone's going to take the high notes and someone's going to take the low notes, and we're all going to work like that and take our turns and assist, then, it's a whole lot harder to stand in balance by yourself.
Absolutely. You can't do it all yourself. You need
Yeah.
support. And, it's like, someone once told me an image of a woman in life is like, one of those performers at a circus where they're spinning the plates. They've got the plates on the stick and they have to spin all the plates, and none of
Yeah.
if they start slowing down, they start wobbling and they crash. So a woman in her life, what other aspects she has, having it all for one woman might be being a stay-at-home mom and running the household. And that's having it all for her. I would go crazy, so for me, it's like, I have to have a place to have my creative expression in my business. And yet I love my husband and I love doing date nights with him. And I love my kids and I love going to their soccer games and cuddling with them and spending time with them. And I have friends and, my life is very full. So it feels like I'm constantly, spinning all these different plates to keep all of it going. And that's where it's like, you just have to know where to inject your energy into it. But I am just wise now enough to know that the things that really matter to me are the things that I put my energy into. And things like laundry and going through mail and, building websites and putting, podcasts together and all that kind of stuff. There's other people that can support me in doing that so that
Yeah.
I can
So I just want to mention here, because there might be hearing a little background noise here. It is my cleaning morning and I can't switch that out. So you can hear a little bit of vacuum in the
I couldn't
background.
hear it.
And yeah, well, they might hear it on my track. And so, yeah, you're hearing a little bit of vacuum in the background because what? I have team. I have people who come in. I have this wonderful 2 women, Anna and Cynthia, and they've been with us for, I think, almost 12 years. And so I couldn't do it without them. And I learned that really early on because Tom and I have been married 27 years. So we learned really early on that we were going to kill each other if laundry and dishes and like all had to be like a criteria, like all of this has to be done on this specific time. And so we all crashed out at vacuuming and toilets and we said, that's it. That's not our job. So, learning that early is a good thing.
So Tracy, I just had my mind go, like, I just realized that right before you said that you and Tom are married. I had no idea. And then I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, 27 years. What did you get married when you were just freshly born? Because you look like you're in your late 20s.
Thank
so
you.
I'm like, how long? I mean, she was like,
yeah. How old am I? So I'm going to admit on air because I'm actually really proud of it. I'm 47 years old. And so, and my daughter, Alexandra, and that's my daughter. So see, this is where that's usually when people go, oh my gosh, that's your daughter. I'm like, yes, that's our daughter.
Well, you said that earlier. I'm like, is Alexandra her? And then I started thinking of your last name and I'm like, it was like,
yeah, exactly. This happens all the time. So my usual comment to people when I'm on stage or somewhere else and I say that I have a 24-year-old daughter, they go, what? And I go, and I have a 9 and a 4-year-old. And so, and I go, and they're all the same husband. And so then people are like, oh, because that was their next question that's going off in the back of their head. But it is, you're right about that. You were talking about your husband and your kids. It's like, you know what? They're a priority and they're important. But if we don't pour their energy into it, they feel that. They know when they don't have your full attention. And so that's where it's really important. It's like, so my daughter's actually homesick. My 9-year-old is homesick today. She vomited at school yesterday, according to them. And so, I mean, she hasn't been sick once since she's been home. Like I can't tell the difference between the sick daughter and the perfectly healthy one. But today she's bored to tears already. And it's 9:49. So, and so she knows she doesn't have my attention today because you do. And this day is important. And she gets that. And she understands that that's what's required of her today because she's in my system. She's in my energy circle today. So you get that. And you have that same kind of model, but you're so right about having it all, that it's our decision. It's our choices. So I'd love to know a little bit about, just before we go here and end, it's like, is there a big difference between the men and the women you coach?
Yeah, I mean, I coach more women. Mostly women are more open to the type of coaching that I do because I work with energy. So they're more open. There are a lot of men though, that are becoming more and more open to it. But it's usually a woman that I do coach unless she brings her husband along, in which my husband and I do couples work together. And, but yeah, women just seem to be a lot more open. And I don't want to be too stereotypical because the men that are open to it are also very open. But it seems like women can go faster and quicker. They're easier to direct. And I really enjoy working with women a lot.
Wonderful. Well, is there anything else you want to share with us about Balance for Better or International Women's Day or how much or your podcast? Because we'd love to know a little bit about what we get on your show.
Well, the last thing I want to say is about having it all. Like I said, it's not about doing it all. And in each moment, we have the potential to really have it all because we get ourselves connected to the truth of who we really are. And when we're connected to that part of us that's breathing us, that really is having it all. It's not even about the things outside of ourselves. It's being connected to our preferences and the flow of energy and just feeling good inside our own bodies. So quantum success is really there to inform and inspire people to learn how to apply the universal laws so that we're all living by the divine design of our lives to be successful, to have abundance, to have perfect health, to, have right relationships and be able to apply it so that you can create that in your own life.
Well, everyone, thank you so much, Christy, for being with us today.
Thank you.
You guys can find Christy Whitman, Quantum Success Podcast, everywhere, iTunes, Stitcher, it's all out there, all over the place. And what's your website, Christy, so we can get them to it?
It's pretty easy, ChristyWhitman.com.
There you go. That'll be in the show notes as well for this podcast episode and this live stream. So I'll put that in the comments there so people can find you. Thank you so much and happy International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day. Thank you so much, Tracy.